Okay, hello again, grade 11 and 12 guitar class. So we're going to be working on the chords for the A section of Bistro Fada. So it's similar to the chords that were in the intro. And to play the chords, we're going to do it in the same style that we did in the intro, where we were playing it like this. So we were playing the lowest note of the chord, followed by two strums of, let's say, the top of the chord. So this is a pretty typical gypsy jazz style of accompaniment. Let's dive into this a little bit. In this A section here, it starts off with E minor for 6 measures. And so we already know our E minor shape. And then we have B7 for 8 measures. And we already reviewed, or for some of us, we learned our B7 shape in the previous video for the intro, which is like this. So we have that for 8 measures. And then we have 1 measure of E minor, 1 measure of B7, and then E minor for 4 measures again. And then we have 1 measure of E7. So for some of you, this might be new. This might be a review for others. And E7 is going to be like our E major chord. So open low E string, 2nd fret on the A string, and it's the easiest to play that with your 2nd finger. 2nd fret on the D string, easiest to play with your 3rd finger. And 1st fret on the G string, and that's easiest to play with your 1st finger. And then we leave the B and high E strings open. So that's just a review of our E major chord there. So if we want to turn that into our E7 chord, what we would do is we would take away our 3rd finger here. And so it's going to look like this, and it's going to sound like this. So we have 1 measure of that, and then we have 1 measure of E7 over G. And now the tab has 1 voicing of it, and it's an okay voicing. To me, it sounds a little hollow, though. This is their voicing for it. And to my ear, it sounds like it's maybe missing something. It's not the most colorful way to play it. So the way that I would recommend to play that E7 over G sharp would be, you take your 3rd finger, 4th fret on the low E string. You take your 1st finger, and it's going to go 2nd fret on your D string. So that, again, that's going to be your 3rd finger for 4th fret on the low E string, 1st finger, 2nd fret on the D string, and then we're going to do our 4th finger on the 4th fret on the G string. So far we have. And then we are going to do our 2nd finger here is going to play the 3rd fret on the B string. And so altogether that sounds like this. And you can include the high E string in there if you like. That's totally fine. But we don't want to be playing the A string. We don't want that one ringing out. So how I do that is with my 3rd finger, I'm playing the 4th fret on the E string, but I'm also slightly resting that finger on the A string so that it doesn't ring out, so that I can strum all the strings, but we don't hear that A string ring out. So that's our E7 over G sharp. Just 1 measure of that. And then A minor, which is similar to our E major shape, but we just put everything up a string. So that's going to be like this. And we have that for 4 measures. And then it's back to E minor. And for E minor, we have that for 2 measures. And then we get C7. And so this might be new for some of you as well. How we're going to do that is third finger on your third fret on your A string, second finger on your second fret on your D string, fourth finger, that's not right. Fourth finger on the third fret of your G string, and then your first finger, and this is optional, can go on the first fret of your B string. So we get this sound. And if you want, you can just play these three strings. So just your A string, just your D string, and just your G string. So that's going to sound like this. And that's fine too. And then back down to B7. And then E minor again. And then we have B7 flat 9, which is a very, you might say, spicy chord. The way to play that is it's like our B7 shape, but we just are going to put our second finger on the second fret of the A string again, first finger on the first fret of the D string, third finger, second fret of the G string. But what we're going to do is we're going to bar the first fret. And that way, we're going to get the first fret on the B string as well. So we get this sound. And there might be fingerings that are more suitable for you if that's too hard to bar that. There's this shape, which is third finger on the second fret, first finger on the first fret here, and then fourth finger on the second fret on the G, and then second finger on the first fret on the B. So like this. So you have either this or this, and it's up to you. As well, you can also just play your regular B7 in that bar. And that's totally fine. Now that I've done lots of talking and lots of explaining, I am going to play through just the chords in that accompaniment style that we use in the intro. So the chords of the A section here. Okay, here we go. So that is the A section chords.